So Legends of Runeterra just came back and is live once again for another 5 days in its second stage on its way to release. This stage is somewhat interesting, or maybe a little more interesting to some people than the first stage, as there is now a what you might call arena mode, a mode that's similar to the arena system in Hearthstone, where you draft a deck rather than construct one and then take it into a queue. Instead, you are building a deck as you go in this new mode, and it's very interesting and pretty fun. Some of the changes that Riot has done here, at least compared to the mode in Hearthstone. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some gameplay of my first final game series that I did, which was, I think, the second or third draft I did. But before I do so, let me go ahead and explain the premise of this mode for any of you who are unfamiliar and explain some of the differences that this has compared to the Hearthstone arena mode that some of you may be more familiar with. The first thing that's probably worth mentioning is that this mode is a little bit easier overall. Firstly, in the sense that you have, I think, 2 or 3 losses that it takes for you to get knocked out of a Hearthstone arena run. You have 2 or 3 losses total. This mode, you just have to lose 2 times in a row. So potentially, you could win a round, lose a round, win a round, lose a round, win a round, lose a round, so on and so forth. And as long as you don't lose 2 in a row, you will continue playing and continue being able to advance, which that's a little bit, you know, that's a lot easier, I think, than the Hearthstone system, which I'm not too sure if I'm a fan of or not. One thing I am a fan of is the fact that the drafting strategy here is way more interesting because it's way more conducive to building fun and exciting decks that are combo-oriented especially. So, for example, in the Hearthstone arena mode, all you end up doing is taking 1 card every time that you're drafting. You get 3 cards placed in front of you, you get to choose one of them, and then you continue building a deck, so on and so forth, or at least that's how it was back when I played. Now, the thing that's kind of frustrating about this system is that if you see a card that is a heavy synergy card, like a Murloc card, let's say, and you're thinking, maybe I want to go for some sort of Murloc deck, you don't really have any sort of guarantee that you're going to find other Murlocs or enough Murlocs that you can build an actual Murloc deck that may end up working. That's something that you know, Hearthstone Arena still is something that a lot of people enjoy, but it's a little bit frustrating how so much of the game is based purely on card stats. So much of the game is based purely on the individual value of a card and that card alone compared to what sort of combos you may be able to pull off with it later. Here, things are a little bit different. In the Legends of Runeterra expeditions, instead of drafting 1 card at a time, you are drafting 2 or 3 cards at a time, and each of the 3 cards in a single set, I'll put some footage of me drafting on screen right now, all of these different cards have some element of synergies together. So essentially what you're doing is, instead of picking an individual card and just basing your deck off of that card, you are now picking individual strategies and trying to group little amounts of cards together that ideally will work out pretty well. And that's what I end up doing in this run. So here, what I ended up doing was a Freljord and Ionia deck that you can end up having more than just the standard 2 regions, which is kind of neat. You'll see some of the opponents that I play against, they end up having 3 regions in their deck, which is a hard limit that you're not able to pass and constructed. And that's kind of one of the fun things about this mode, is that there are essentially no limits to how you build your deck. You can have as many cards from as many different regions as you want. You can also have as many individual cards as you want, period. Like the deck that I ended up constructing, I think had 5 or maybe 6 of the Inspiring Mentors, which is a 1-drop that will give a +1/+1 to an individual card in your hand. So I kind of based my deck around that strategy of having 5 of those guys, trying to make sure I always have one on turn 1, and then building up these crazy cards in my hand that I end up dropping on turn 3 or 4 or something that are suddenly very difficult for someone to kill. It's a really fun strategy, and it's only possible because there's no limit on how many of those Inspiring Mentors I can take. I can take a deck of entirely Inspiring Mentors if Riot is giving them to me in my draft. Now, even if you don't have a super good deck, or, you know, maybe you lose your first game or something, something and things start off a little bit rough, you also have the option after every round, as well as at the end of drafting your deck initially, you get the option to trade out certain cards. So for example, you will be shown 3 cards that are in your deck and 3 cards that you can trade each of the individual cards for, and you can only choose one of them. You know, trade card A for card B, card C for card D. You can't like mix and match them, but this is a really cool system that makes it nice because you now have another kind of easier way to get rid of cards that just don't make any sense if you tried to go for a strategy initially and it just wasn't panning out, or if you find other synergies or strategies or something that fit even better into your deck than stuff you already had. I like this kind of bigger emphasis on combos and really building a fun deck together rather than Hearthstone that just, you get stuck with a deck and you just play it to the best of your ability. Here, it feels like you're getting a little bit more room to be creative. Most of the time I spent playing the game today was within this new expedition mode, and just in review, I think it's really enjoyable and fun, if not a bit easy, but you do get a little bit of bang for your buck compared to the Hearthstone Arena, where you have to pay a certain amount and you get a single run. Of course, you just get to draft a single deck, you try your hardest, see how far you can get, and if you get 3 losses or if you make it to 12 wins, your run is then ended and you're given rewards. Here you get 2 tries actually with 2 separate decks. So you get to have, you pay for your entry with in-game currency or whatever, and then you draft a deck, see how many wins you can get to do it all over again in case you end up having a not super good draft. And then whichever win or whichever series you had more wins in, that ends up determining your rewards, which I think is a little bit more of a fair system and certainly seems less cash grabby, which I appreciate quite a bit. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy watching this final game of the first series that I'm able to take it to 7 games, and I had a lot of fun playing with this deck. This was a very fun and creative deck for me to play around with. If you want to see the full VOD, that's of course on my Twitch channel. It takes about an hour, maybe a little bit longer than that to get through the entire series, especially as I believe I had 2 losses in total. But either way, I hope you enjoy the gameplay, and I will see you guys later. Final battle, you only get 1 chance to get your 7th win. Can we get some Pog champs in chat? Our very first potential 7-win arena run. It feels cheesy because in this game, if you're just joining the stream, you only have to, you have to lose twice in a row to get knocked out of an arena run. So for example, we lost, I think, twice total on a run with this deck, but it didn't matter because we were able to win the next game. That makes this feel kind of easy, especially because you only have to get to 7 wins. I applaud Riot for trying something different, but all right, here we go. So we are going to see if we can go ahead and pull off the same crazy combo that we did last game. Darko, is that a guy? Is that a person? That sounds familiar. Anyway, we'll go for a ton of early Inspiring Mentors onto Braum, and then try and get a Battle Fury onto Braum as well. And then he is not running Shadow Isles, so that means he will not have the setup of... he won't have the setup with the just kill a unit card. He's also not running Demacia, or excuse me, he's not running Noxus. So he won't have Decimate, which could kill Braum if Braum ends up ever taking damage. So this is not the best start because we have an 8 drop on turn 1 in our starting hand, so that's never good, but it is kind of nice to, if we can play it on Braum on turn 8 or turn 5 if we fill up our spell mana, that could be a really solid play. What's your favorite RuneScape music? The song Doorways. That is my favorite RuneScape song. Also, the song that you listen to on, what is it, Dragon Tooth Isle? Or Dragon Moon or whatever? Really far to the east, where there's nothing to do in old school, but it's where you can gather essence or whatever with that divination skill in new school. Whatever the dumb RuneScape's called. Okay. I really want to win this. This is what, our third try? Or is this our second try at making a deck? I think this is our second try. Dude, just end your turn. Is he BMing me? Maybe he is a person and he's BMing me. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and play this. May as well. So this will get Braum to a 2-6. And I will just end my turn. He has some early Omen Hawks, which are pretty solid. But they are not quite as solid as the Inspiring Mentor, I think. Okay. Is he running a Poro deck? Part of me wants to see if I can keep on doing shit on Braum. In fact, I am going to pass this turn. Part of the reason I'm passing is because I can fill my spell mana, so we're not technically losing mana. This is not an inefficient mana turn. We are not getting good draws, though. We got to go ahead and play Braum now. Well, maybe not. We could try playing Yasuo.
Death is like the wind, always by my side.
Yasuo with his super weeb quotes. But yeah, Yasuo could be a good play here because it's our attack turn, and we can attack and just...
For the honor of my house.
That's not what I wanted. Oh no, everything's going wrong! Now we have to pass. Oh boy, oh boy. This is not looking good.
Run them through.
Okay, I have to start.
This isn't part of the training.
I could try and use Battle Fury on Yasuo. I think next turn we play Braum. Or this turn even. I guess. Okay, this could work. This could work. So what we'll do next turn is attack him with Braum. Don't care about that. He's going Poros, dude. He's going heavy Poros. Or that was probably, I guess that was the Poro from Lonely Poro. We'll drop him. We need to start clearing the board because we're almost at half health.
The order rewards its faithful.
And then we'll attack like this. Yeah. Oh no, I just realized... No, never mind. I realized I don't have the mana, obviously, now to use Battle Fury on Braum if he does something to try and kill him. But I can, of course, use Deny on the spell thing that he could do. Okay, so he gets Braum low, but Braum will heal up. That's okay. And he did use one of his spells. That's fine. I'll go ahead and play him because I do need to start getting more board control. He's rushing me down. Oh boy, we're so close. We're so close. I don't want to throw here on our last game.
It is easy, see?
We're looking pretty good now. Create an exact copy of a card in hand. That's interesting.
Stand behind Braum.
A card in hand. That could include Battle Fury. Dude, do we want to use Zephyr's Stage on Battle Fury? That's a card, not a minion. That's dumb, isn't it?
My sweet button.
We're doing it, though. This is so dumb. Oh, this is dumb. This is dumb. But double Battle Fury on Braum would be so cool. Okay, so this next turn that we have coming up is actually going to be very interesting depending on what he does. Ooh. So what I think I'm going to do here is Battle Fury Braum. And attack with him. So now we have a 10-10 Braum who's about to be leveled up, assuming that there's nothing that happens to him. If he tries to use a spell to kill Braum, we can deny it. The only thing we can't mess up is a burst spell. So for example, if he has Battle Fury, which that is Freljord. He is Freljord. He could potentially do that. If he has Battle Fury, he could use it because that's a burst spell, which means it happens instantly, compared to a fast spell, which I can then use Deny on. No! You gotta be kidding me! Ugh!
My blade?
Okay, okay. I'm calm. I'm calm.
My training is...
We'll just use another Battle Fury on Yone or someone. Okay, okay, okay. Has he used a champion yet? He got rid of 2 of my champions, didn't he? He already killed a Yasuo too, didn't he? Oh, blah, blah, blah.
For the thrill of battle!
Okay. We'll stun him.
Requires restraint.
That makes sense. We have to start being aggro. Like, we want to stun him on his attack turns, I think. I'm thinking maybe save him and use him on him. I'm thinking use him on him and then use him on him and then try and continuously stun his guys when it's his turn to attack. But that doesn't really work because the only reason we had a chance to drop a guy was because he dropped a guy. If he just attacks from the get-go on his attack turn.
Tea for 2.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to recall him and then stun him again. That's what we're going to do. But this turn, we're not doing anything. Even though we could Battle Fury. I mean, it makes sense to see how he'll block. The only reason, yeah.
More than that.
And I'm kind of okay with that. That's an okay trade. No, it's not. No, it's not, because he's gonna level up when he dies. Never mind, that's not an okay trade. I forgot about Trinimir's level up. Whew. So he can't attack because he got to put him in defense.
I smell a fight!
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna have to sacrifice this guy into him, aren't I? Because I can't use him. That would deal 5 damage to my Nexus, and that's 3. So I'll recall him.
Escape.
That way I can use him on him. Okay, we're making a lot of Yones. Is this guy Yasuo's brother, you guys said, in the lore? Yeah, because we're gonna have to be using Yone to stop him. Assuming he attacks right now and doesn't place a minion, which that's what he's gonna do. We have to do this.
Don't want any trouble.
And I won't use Battle Fury on him. Because he's just gonna die next turn. The reason Battle Fury is so good on Braum is because Braum heals up at the end of the turn.
Not done. Worth it.
I guess I place one of them down now. No, I don't. I wait. Or do I? No. I place one of them down now. Because even though his stun is wasted...
Don't let the fluffy tails fool
Right?
ya.
Even though his stun is wasted, I do it again next turn. With the second Yone, and we win. That's right, right? Because it's my defense turn now, so I can do this. It doesn't matter who I stun. And then next turn I stun him again and attack and win, right?
Eyes blazing bright as torches.
Go away, Babbling Bjergsen. Okay. Here it is.
Only I can quell the wind.
Maybe I should have used that on him, honestly. Frostbite enemies. No! Just another thing that I didn't have a chance to deny. Okay. I can't Battle Fury this turn.
Long for a worthy opponent.
The blade above all.
I think I do this.
Quietly now.
He'll block him with him, presumably. Or he'll block him with him with like... He doesn't have to block with a 7/7. But I don't want Faye to die. Yeah, if I was him, I actually wouldn't block with the 7/7 because I could potentially just use like the 3/3 and other easy ones that would just live, you know? Okay. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. So we'll end the round. I end my turn. Your move, Yugi. Now Tryndamere is the big scary problem, and we can recall him.
In my way.
So that's a question. Do we want to kill him? We can't kill him. We have to recall him. We have to recall him. That was a good draw.
Try me.
Recall him, block that. And do we Battle Fury her? I think we do. This is dumb. But we turn her into a 19/7 and she has quick attack. So even though she doesn't have much health, she'll be down to 4 health. She'll be a 21/4. And even though she only has 4 health, she has quick attack. So next turn, if he tries to block her with Tryndamere or something, she will kill the Tryndamere.
I smell a fight.
Yeah. So... Hang on.
These old
Oh,
eyes
no.
still see far and clear.
Okay, that's fine, I guess. Oh, I have to recall someone. He sees this.
Take it from here.
He sees this coming from a mile away because I just did that. But I think we win. We have a 23/4 with quick attack. He knows next turn I'm going to play this, and it's going to stun 2 of his guys. Or maybe he didn't know.
Yasuo, show yourself.
That should be it, right? That should be it. That's a 27/4 now.
Face your fate.
Which takes him down to... No, he's going to live with 1 health. I should have used the Inspiring Mentor. Wait, I still can.
You'll soon understand my method.
If he has 1 guy to drop, though. He doesn't.
Yeah.
So now, even if he blocks, I messed up there because I needed to use the Inspiring Mentor. That's exactly lethal. Thank God we checked that. Dude, we did it. Wow. Good game. Well played. That was really fun. Wow, that was actually a really fun match. I had a lot of fun doing that. So that's just the progress on the regular rewards, right? Do we get anything fancy? Congratulations, you are victorious. Your deck has been retired. Draft again to test your skill. Continue. So what rewards do we get? Claim rewards. We get a champion capsule and 4,000 shards. I know that those of you who have not played this game don't know what that means, but that's actually very significant. And we get Katarina. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat.